Dear reader, you may want to skip this page, for what I have to tell you is quite disturbing. It is, in my evil opinion, the worst news I could ever imagine. Cavies are on the menu in Peru. They grill us, bake us, and put us into stews. They saute, baste, and fricassee us. Oh, the horror! This must be stopped. When I take over the world, I shall lead a cavy uprising. We will chase all the humans from Peru so that cavies can roam free and not worry about ending up on someone's plate. Until that time, I shall keep a safe distance from the elderly one. She is not to be trusted. There's a hungry look in her eyes. But there's more bad news. After Elliot carried me outside, I watched helplessly as the canine found the order form for Thor's hammer. Right before my eyes, he thwarted my evil plan. He destroyed the form by covering it in slobber and dirt. He is cleverer than I thought. Well. It appears he has thrown down the gauntlet. Challenge accepted. He thinks he has saved himself from a bonk on the head, but he has underestimated me. I will make a new plan for his elimination, a plan so genius his simple doggy brain will not be able to comprehend. Victory shall be mine. Meanwhile, in People World, Jackson and I are going swimming, Jasmine said. Can Gizmo come with us? In the pool? Elliot asked. Sure, said Jasmine. He can use Barbie's raft. Come on, it'll be fun. Put Wedgie inside, please, said Mom. I don't want him running around the pool again and falling in. Jasmine grabs the canine by the collar and pulls him into the house. Then she closes the door. Elliot follows Jasmine to the backyard. I have not yet visited this area. I wonder if I will see any places that might work for my lair. I perch in Elliot's hand, trying to get a good view. We stop at the edge of a huge pool of water. How very interesting. The water is sky blue. It sparkles in the sunshine. Elliot places me upon a flotation of ice and sets me adrift. As a species, we cavies are excellent swimmers. I've never been on a raft before. Floating is a very pleasant sensation. Whilst I stretch on my belly, the 3 human children play in the water. The canine is watching us from their window, drooling with envy. I wave at him. That's right, Thorgy, I see you. You tried to stop me from ordering Thor's hammer, but I will come up with another evil plan, for I am an evil genius, and I shall defeat you. Then I turn away from him, and that is when I observe something most interesting. In People World, Jackson, why are you making that weird face? Asked Jasmine. Are you peeing? Uh-huh, said Jackson. Jackson, Mom said, that's bad. You're not supposed to pee in the pool. Gross, said Elliot. Does he do that a lot? No, Mom said, just this one time, right, Jackson? I peed in the pool 1,000 times, said Jackson. Ah, said Elliot, 1,000 pees? I'm never going in there again. The pool is poisoned, said Jasmine. What turn of events is this? The beautiful blue water has suddenly become poisonous, and the humans will no longer swim in it. How interesting. I do not possess the hammer of Thor, but another excellent opportunity has presented itself. Somehow I will lure the canine into the pool of 1,000 peas, where he will meet his doom. I shall be free of his poky nose and build my evil lair. My archenemy will be vanquished. Mwahaha. I'm inside. Mom, Elliot, Jasmine, Jackson, and the free potato are outside. I want to play with my pack. Why can't I play with my pack? It is morning, dear reader. My belly feels much better, and I am ready to begin my evil work. I decide to focus on my evil plan, but a creaking sound draws my attention. The human girl is tiptoeing into Elliot's room, and she is heading straight for the Barbie playhouse. Oh, drat. Why must she continue to bother me? I shudder when I spy the object in her hand, the dreaded Bijou Ting Ting scalp massager. I try to hide in Barbie's pink closet, but the girl grabs me and puts the Bijou Ting Ting on top of my head. It makes every muscle in my body relax. I cannot move. I begin to feel sleepy. How very annoying. Does she not realize what important work I have to do? She giggles. Does she think it is funny to immobilize me? What a fiendish child. She kisses my head, then hurries away. Good riddance. Finally, I am left in peace. I turn my attention to my list. Over the last few days, it has grown much longer. My evil plan. Number 1, escape the pink prison and build an evil genius lair. Number 2, get rid of Thorgy. Number 3, get rid of the elderly one. Number 4, get rid of the Bijou Ting Ting scalp massager. Number 5, make pink hearts, green clovers, and yellow stars the official food of all cavies. Number 6, become the king of all cavies, create a cavie uprising, and take over the world. Oh, double drat, the girl is back. I squeak at her to go away, but she does not obey. She kisses my head again, and then she slides a sparkly tutu around my middle. True, the blue of the garment does complement my eyes, and true, I have a pleasingly large rump that looks good in ruffles. But I do not have time to model her clothing. Does she not see my appointment list? I have a very full schedule. Meanwhile, in People World, Jasmine, what are you doing in my room? Said Elliot. I wanted to see Gizmo, said Jasmine. You put him in that tutu again, Elliot said. I told you not to dress him up. But, said Jasmine, stop coming in here and bugging him, said Elliot, and stop bugging me. Elliot closes his bedroom door. The girl is gone. Elliot removes the sparkly tutu from my midsection and throws it across the room. He is a loyal servant. He understands the importance of my work. Meanwhile, in People World, I'm sorry, Gizmo, said Elliot. I'm sorry we moved here. I miss my old friends. Elliot is sad. I wonder if there's anything I might do to cheer him up. Perhaps if I allow him to clean my litter box, he will feel happier. It is an honor, of course, to clean the litter of someone as important as me. I point at the soiled wood chips, but Elliot does not notice. He sits on the edge of his bed, his shoulders hunched. I understand Elliot's sadness. I too miss old friends. Since the move to this new house, there have been no letters from Guinevere. What has become of my carrier pigeons? I will need to find new ones. But whenever a bird, be it a robin, a crow, or a pigeon, lands on the windowsill, that drooling canine barks at it and chases it away. Thorgy must be dealt with, or, I fear, I will never be able to send another letter to my future queen. So the first challenge before me is this, to rid myself of Thorgy. My plan is to lure him into the pool of 1,000 peas and be done with him. Genius, of course. Evil genius. How will I achieve this? Over the past few days, I have noticed that the canine is easily distracted. When he sees something new, he always goes to sniff it. Sticking his nose where it doesn't belong seems to be his only talent. Therefore, I will lure him with something bright and shiny. I nibble on alfalfa pellets, waiting for the perfect time to engage my cunning plan. Meanwhile, in People World, "Come on, Elliot," said Dad. "We're all going to the beach." "Elliot," Mom asked, "your birthday's tomorrow. Are you excited?" "Not really," said Elliot. "It won't be the same without my friends." "But we'll be here," said Jasmine. "I love birthday cake," said Jackson. "I just want to forget about my birthday," said Elliot. "You don't mean that," said Dad. "Yes, I do," said Elliot. "Okay, everyone, enough standing around. Go grab your bathing suits," said Dad. "Wedgie, you'll have to stay here," Mom said. "We aren't going to Dog Beach today." I'll sit up. How delightful. The family is going to take a trip, but they will leave the canine behind. There will be no one to save him from his fate. I rub my paws together. This will be so much fun. I listen for the front door to close and for everyone's footsteps to fade. I purr with satisfaction. It's time to show the world what an evil genius I am. With a series of jumps, I make my way down the bookcase and onto the carpet. Then I waddle to Elliot's doorway and peer down the hall. The canine stands at the end of the hall, scratching on the front door. He is whimpering, and he is not wearing his cape. I suspect he lost it. What kind of superhero loses his cape? He barks and runs in a circle. Such noise pollution. Once I get rid of him, I shall receive dozens of thank you cards from the neighbors. In fact, I bet the neighborhood will throw a block party in my honor. But what is this? I hear more footsteps, slow and shuffling. Horrors! It is the elderly one. What is she doing here? Why did she not go to the beach with the rest of the humans? She opens the door and lets the canine outside. Then she goes back to her throne. For a moment I am worried. The elderly one, with her hunger for cooked cavy, is a danger to me, but I will not let her get in my way. Today my evil goal is to lure Thorgy into the pool of 1,000 peas. Victory shall be mine. I venture into Jasmine's room and locate my Polar Expedition rucksack and water bottle. An evil genius must stay hydrated. Then I search the landscape until I find exactly what I'm looking for. A piece of blue sea glass. During those days in Jasmine's room, I watched this piece of glass reflect sunlight and cast a blue spot on the wall. When Jasmine picked up the piece of sea glass, the spot moved around. This would certainly distract a canine. I set the sea glass into my rucksack, sling it on to my back, and then make my way down the hall. The canine is outside, barking. I do not have time to build a battering ram, so for now, there is no way for me to open the front door. Thus, I continue into the living room. The elderly one is lying on her throne. She is falling asleep. A bag of cheesy treats is tucked under her arm. Having eaten only alfalfa pellets and water for the last 2 days, I am overjoyed to see these treats. I stand on my hind legs and stretch my body, making it as long as possible. One of the treats is falling onto the cushion. How delightful. I grab the orange morsel and dart under the coffee table. My mouth waters as I gaze upon my treasure. Then I sink my teeth into it. I shiver with happiness, for it is delicious. I consume the treat and carefully clean cheesy crumbs from my face. An evil genius must always look his best. The canine starts barking again. It is time to deal with him. I crawl out from the coffee table and jump onto a footstool, jump onto a chair, jump onto a table, jump onto a shelf, then jump onto the windowsill. After taking a moment to catch my breath, I check over my shoulder to make sure the elderly one is still asleep. She is. The window provides me a perfect view. The backyard is green and lush. There's a palm tree and a grapefruit tree. There are roses in bloom. The pool of Thousand Peas sparkles in the sunlight. It looks so refreshing and inviting, the canine will never suspect that the water is poisonous. I remove the sea glass from my rucksack and hold it up to catch a ray of sun. Then I aim the ray at the cement patio that surrounds the pool. It makes a lovely blue dot. I move the blue dot back and forth. It only takes a few minutes for the canine to notice. The barking stops. With a burst of speed, the canine runs toward the dot. This is going to be easier than I thought. I move the blue dot closer to the pool. The canine tries to catch it with his paws. Then he tries to bite it. I shake my head. How can a brain that is 10 times larger than mine be so empty? I move the dot again, closer and closer. I cannot contain my laughter. Mwahaha. Suddenly, the canine skids to a stop. He turns away, distracted. A white van is pulled into the driveway. A man steps out of the van. The canine forgets about chasing the dot. He wags his tail. That is when I realize that once again I have underestimated my archenemy. The words on the side of the van read, Fred's Pool Cleaning Service. No, I cry, shaking my fist. Foiled again, the sea glass tumbles to the floor. The canine must have suspected my cunning plan, and thus he called a cleaning service to remove the poisonous water. The pool of 1,000 peas will no longer be toxic. Curse you, Thorgy! But what is this? I am being lifted into the air. I find myself staring into the watery eyeballs of the elderly one, and she looks hungry.